Nashville Audits today. Back in Brentwood at the library. Today is election day. People come here to vote. Last week I covered the last day of early voting. Today is the actual election day. I'll check out the little girl. Her little costume. Her princess outfit. Not many people here today. There was a lot of people here. Saturday, approximately 300. That I can.
Hi, sir. Can you come in here?
Absolutely, I can.
You have to go out. We can't have cameras.
Absolutely, law says I can be here.
No, we
Yes,
actually
but not filming.
not
Yes, it
filming.
does. I'm press. I'm press, ma'am.
You're press, so you would have press identification.
Did the 9-year-old filming George Floyd have press credentials? There is no such thing as press credentials.
There is for in here.
No.
No, there's not. Free press is free press.
Well, you can't be inside.
I'm press, ma'am.
Okay, come on
Well,
out
here,
then,
if you
sir.
are press, you can't be in here.
That's the law says press is allowed.
Press is allowed, but not to film.
Yeah. That-
Please.
Anywhere the press is allowed, I can film, ma'am. I can't film them doing their ballots. That's why they have the little blue things there.
Well, I mean, we had the mayor, not the mayor, the governor come in. He wouldn't want to take a picture. We wouldn't let him take a picture. You know, we can't let the governor. We can't let you.
I don't care what you said to the governor. I care about what the law says.
Well, you can step outside.
No, thank you. I'm just observing, ma'am. That's all.
Are you an official poll watcher?
No, ma'am. I'm press.
Well, we never let press. Hey,
Press is not allowed.
you know,
Press is allowed in here.
To film. No.
Look up Tennessee code.
you're gonna have to go out.
Get your hands off me, lady. Don't touch me.
Hey,
You don't-
you're disobeying the rules here.
I'm following the law, ma'am. Look up Tennessee 2-7-103.
Do I need to call the office or 911?
Call look up Google Tennessee code 2-7-103. Says I'm allowed to be here.
I'll call 911.
There was a cop in the parking lot. I don't know if he's still over.
Were you here the other day?
I was here Saturday.
Well, what did they tell you then?
Nothing. I never tried to come in, but they never stopped me. Cops came.
You didn't try.
I know. I didn't attempt to.
You slipped in when the door was open.
I'm allowed to, ma'am.
Not.
Look up 2-7-103.
Sir, can you wait out here till we confirm it?
Yeah, you wait out here.
Look it up all you want. You guys should know the law. You work here. I don't. I know the law, and I don't even work
So
here.
aggressive.
Well-
And I do this for one time. I'm just a mom that works here. who
Okay.
volunteers my
Well,
time.
that's why I'm telling you. Look up
We're asking you to be
2-7-103.
kind, and we're going to do that.
You,
We're
we're
asking
gonna
you to
we're
step
gonna call
out.
the office. You step
Don't
out.
touch me, lady.
Well, if you'll just listen to me when I'm saying.
I don't have to listen to you
Why not? I'm the officer.
because I'm following the law, ma'am. The law. Look up Tennessee code 2-7-103.
That's what we're going to do if you step outside.
Yeah, you
and then
step
until we
outside.
can verify it, and I'll come and get you.
I won't go any further. I was going to film all your signs, but
What is the actual press that you work for?
that's irrelevant.
It's just you.
Yeah, where's
I'm
your,
independent.
where's your credentials?
There are no credentials.
All journalists have.
No, they don't. You tell me a government agency that issues press credentials, ma'am. It doesn't happen. The 9-year-old film George Floyd didn't have press credentials.
A Brentwood high school boy that came in had credentials.
I don't care where you got them. The government doesn't issue them.
So why are you wanting to do this?
I just want to watch people come in and go through the process.
The police is coming and you cannot be inside, you can be on public property.
I am on public property.
Not inside, this is private property,
This is public property owned by the taxpayers.
not inside.
Yes, ma'am, it
The police
is.
is on its way.
That's fine. They've come before.
Yes, they have.
And I stayed. They left.
Here you didn't.
Now I'm staying today.
Let's see if you didn't.
Okay. They're not allowed to come within 10 feet of the door. I am. Same law that says I could come in here says they're not allowed within 10 feet of the door. Okay.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
I read the law before I got here, ma'am.
Well,
I mean, I'm not stupid. I don't want to go to jail.
we were told that you're not allowed to come in here. That's
Well, I don't care what you're told. Look it up and
Well,
it will
I
tell
don't care
you.
what you're told.
I read the law. That's why I'm telling you to Google the law so you
I'm
know.
not arguing with you.
Okay, I'm not arguing. I'm just asking you to Google the law.
I don't want to Google the law.
Well, then you won't ever learn the law.
Well, I know that what they've told us when we go to class, we're not allowed to take any pictures inside. And are you filming me right now?
I'm filming everything I can see from public. Yes, ma'am. Except the people casting.
Right.
I haven't even asked your name, ma'am. I'm not allowed to film the people voting, which is why they have the things here.
You are right now. It's on the booth.
I can't see what they're doing, so it's not illegal.
You are blocking my tabulators where we actually
don't-
cast
If you-
the vote.
if you need-
Please step
You need to
outside.
go over there.
If you need somebody to tabulate, I'll step out of the way. I'm not trying to interfere. I'm just observing, that's all. I'm just observing.
What are you observing?
People coming in to exercise their right to vote.
Hey, what's the point you're doing this for?
First Amendment to protected activity, free press. That's it.
You just don't gotta be loud about it though. You can
Well-
You don't have to be disruptive.
yeah.
I wouldn't have been if they hadn't told me wrong when I walked in the door.
Well, they didn't know.
That's why I told them, look up the law and they'll know.
You just
Well, they won't even look up the law, so
You could have a principal.
I don't need, that's not my job, it's their job. They run the election. They run the elections. Well, they have somebody here that's part of the election commission.
You're just in the wrong as you think they are.
I'm not in the wrong
I
period.
don't care.
Okay, I'm not in the wrong
It
period.
don't matter.
Okay, I'm not in the wrong period, man.
It's just
me.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Yes.
you're just disrespecting them.
I'm asking them to look up the code that allows me to be here.
Do you know the code? Can you name it off the top
Yes,
of your
sir.
head? All right,
TN code 2-7-103. Get your fucking hands off me.
Hey,
Don't push me, lady.
talk to me like that.
Don't push me. That's assault,
Yeah,
lady.
just close.
That's assault, lady. Pushing people.
Come on, bro.
It is assault to push someone. That's a physical assault. Now they're gonna lock the doors. I know what they're gonna do.
Well, yeah, they don't want you in there.
I don't care what they want. I'm following the law, sir.
Yeah, I get you're following the law, but you're being like disruptive.
I wouldn't have been if they hadn't have said anything to me. I'd have stood there and just filmed. And
What's the code like? Do you know the name of like? I know you named.
yes.
I know you. No.
People allowed in polling places. That's
Okay.
what it says. It's Tennessee. Google it. You got a phone? Google
got
it.
a phone?
I'm recording. I'm not stopping.
Here, hold on. I can record you too.
Well, yeah, sure.
I don't need a tripod. Look.
I do. I'm old. I shake. You're a young man. You don't shake.
All right. I get that. But yeah, just
See, and technically, the same law that allows me to go in there and film
Mm-hmm.
says the cops can't be within 10 feet of that door.
yeah.
And there they are.
Well, I mean, you kind of mess it up for yourself.
No, I didn't. I didn't do anything wrong.
They politely asked you to leave. And
They don't have the right to ask me to leave.
They don't have the right, but they.
They can ask all day long.
They don't know all the laws off the top of their head.
Right. That's why I asked them to Google it.
But you can Google it.
I already did. That's why I was in there, sir.
No, but you can come with a sheet printed out saying, "Hey, this
Why-
is what it shows."
They should know the law. They're
That's
the ones
not
running the
professional
election.
That's not professional to be press.
The press ain't supposed to tell them their jobs. The press is supposed to observe them doing their
It's
job.
pretty unprofessional. But you can record outside. It's cool. You can record everybody. Just don't be disrespectful about it.
Sir, you're not allowed within 10 feet of that door.
What's that?
You're not allowed within 10 feet of that door.
Me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I was called here. What's going on?
The law that says I'm allowed to go, they don't want me in there filming. I'm free press.
You're free press.
I'm press. I just wanted to observe. And the law that allows me to go in there says you're not allowed to be 10 feet from the door, but they won't even look it up.
Okay, would you like to set it off for me?
Tennessee Code 2-7-103. Sure.
Okay.
I read it before I got here.
Do you have press credentials?
Nobody issues them. There are no press credentials unless I work for like CNN that would hand me one that they made.
Oh, it's just been in my experience. Usually when I'm dealing with the press, they have credentials.
Free press does not. Did the little girl filming George Floyd have press credentials?
The what?
The little girl that filmed George Floyd's murder have press credentials?
Well, it was just a civilian, right?
So am I, civilian journalist. Free press. No credentials. None needed.
Well, I mean, what's going on today?
I stepped inside to observe and they told me I'm not allowed. I'm absolutely allowed. And then they physically pushed me out the door.
Are you saying you were in there like as a member of the press?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think usually, because there's voting going on, right?
Right.
So I think normally you would have to have credentials to identify yourself as press.
There are no press credentials, sir. I keep telling you. You show me a government agency that issues them. I'll go get them. It doesn't.
I'm trying to
See.
okay,
If you work for a large, if you work for a newspaper or major television or something, they will issue you press credentials through them. But as an independent journalist, I don't need press credentials. Nobody does.
Okay.
You don't either if you pick up a camera and disseminate information to the public.
Okay, but I mean, maybe the rules around voting centers are different.
The rule is, will you have a phone? Would you Google it so we can get through this and be done?
I could. I'm just talking to you.
Well, I'd like to be done and go in there and observe.
Okay. Would you mind if I speak with someone there? 'Cause, again, I'm just arriving here.
I don't mind. You do whatever you want to do. I'm telling you, the law that lets me in there says you're not allowed within 10 feet of the door.
Okay.
Unless you're voting, and obviously you're here for service.
Yeah.
Right. See, that's how you create privacy. But I'm allowed in there.
Okay. Well, let me. I
Go,
don't even know
go,
who,
okay, I don't care if I'm not going. I'm just telling you the same law says I can go in. It says you can't be within 10 feet. Do what you want. I don't care. I'm not going to turn you in or anything. I don't care. I mean, they got a problem. Let them figure it out.
277. Can I meet with the caller?
Don't mind if I vape, do you?
No, not at all. How are you otherwise?
Good, man. Finished early today, so thought I'd stop in here and check out the building.
Yeah, strange weather.
Yeah, it is. Hailed earlier. Yeah, I asked them.
Like to come out and meet with her?
As soon as I stepped in, I asked them. I told them I was legal to be here by law, and I told them to look up the law, and they don't want to do it. And I guess most of them are volunteers, so they're not real familiar. But there's got to be somebody here from the Election Commission, I would think, that should know the rules and the laws.
Good.
240's on his way to you. Just hold off until he gets there and he'll let you know. Okay.
Good one. All right, well, I guess I'm just waiting.
What's your name? Dargan?
Officer Dragon.
Dragon. Oh, that's a cool name. I like that. Officer Dragon. Hey. I met with Spain and somebody else, Kazada, something like that. Was here Saturday filming. I didn't go in, but I was here.
No.
They called the cops on me just standing outside here.
Yeah.
They left. They told me I could be here. I was with another person. They said, yeah, y'all can film. They didn't like it. Law's the law.
Mm-hmm.
I don't break the law if I can help. That's why I read it before I got here. So I know what I'm doing. And if you notice, they got voting booths that are covered by three sides with a cover thing because people aren't allowed to see another person vote.
Yeah.
Right. I can't see that when I'm standing there either. I can't see a person vote. Now, if I was standing behind somebody voting, that's a criminal offense. For anybody, not just me. But I would never do that. I just go in there and observe the process, watch people check in, watch them walk over, do their vote, and head out the door. That's all I want to do. Observe the process. See, you guys have special election. My county, I'm not from Williamson County, so my county doesn't have a special election. I can't cover that today.
Don't have what?
I don't have a special election
Oh, okay.
in my district today, so that's why I'm here.
Okay.
I actually checked out the library Saturday when I was here too, but half of that's shut down for flooding or something. Thank you, sir. He's not questioning my right to film. He's questioning my right to go inside and film.
Well, to be honest, I'm
You're not. They are. You don't know what's right and what's wrong.
well,
Correct?
Yeah, well, it's hard when I don't have the law
Right.
in front of me to review and the other person to speak with.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm standing here talking to you and not in there pushing it. Yeah, Saturday was the last day of early voting. So I decided to come out here and cover it because I don't work Saturdays. Today I got off early. Oh, I can cover the actual voting.
Yeah.
No, Saturday they tried to get me to go out there by the road, and I'm not campaigning. I'm a journalist. I don't care who's running. I didn't even know the names till I got here. Now, I knew him today because I was here Saturday, but Saturday I showed up. I just saw, oh, vote here. Okay, I'll just go check it out.
Yeah.
Criminal trespass.
Were you here when it was hailing earlier?
No, sir, I was working off Wilson Pike.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the
Yep.
hail that came was pretty strong.
It was pretty crazy, man. 65 degrees in hail.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
The lady in there physically pushed me out the door.
Oh, really?
That's assault. I don't know what the Tennessee code is on it, but I'm not going to bother with it. But I mean, you can't go putting your hands on people without a cause. I can't either. She's not allowed to either. Her cause is because we don't want you here. That ain't good enough. They can't show me on paper why I can't be there, then I can be there. I can show them on paper why I can, but I'm not about to. That's their job, not mine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. The one lady that was standing outside was pretty nice, and she said she was a volunteer, just a mom here for the one day. I get that. But somebody here from the Election Commission has to know the rules. I would think.
I mean, right now I'm waiting to see if
For the
the
calling-
employees will come out and speak with me, because again, I like to get both sides of the story, just so I can maybe convey to them. Is there like a purpose you're filming, or?
Yeah, just to show that people are out doing what they need to do, vote to move this country forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why we vote, right? To
Yeah,
choose new
no, I
people and
agree.
move forward. I'm just showing that that's happening. That's all.
Okay. So when I speak with them, I'll say that that's your goal.
It's just to show it's happening. I'm press. I just want to cover that people coming in, doing their thing, casting a vote, and leaving. That's all I want to do. I'm not going to film them actually voting. I mean, maybe the top of their head above the little blue thing, but I can't. Nobody's allowed to see somebody actually vote without written permission. You know, somebody needs assistance or whatever. And I would never do that. But I can stand in that lobby and film, from a distance, the people checking in and moving over here, whether they're going to this machine or whether they're going to cast a paper ballot. I don't know how it all works here. I've never done a Wilson County, Williamson County before, so I'd like to observe just to see how they do it. Didn't get a chance. They were all in my face as soon as I stepped through the door.
Well, maybe they're not used to people documenting. I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
they're not, but it's why I told them what the law was, and they don't want to Google it. They just want to throw me out, physically.
Okay, well, maybe I could speak with them, clarify some things. And
I hope so.
again, it's like
Yeah,
There's
I know
only
you
so
don't
much I can
cover
do.
elections. You don't do election law very much, do you?
No.
No, I didn't think so. No.
No.
And law book's so big, you can't know them all. Nobody can. But somebody here should know what the law is.
Yeah.
Is this the only voting location? And what
You know-
about City Hall?
I'm not certain. Maybe City Hall?
I've never even been in Brentwood City Hall. I've been several places in Brentwood, but never City Hall. They're voting there. I might check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, they vote till 7, correct?
I'm not certain.
I'm pretty sure polls said polls close at 7. They had a bunch of new other stuff in the corner here Saturday. Big sign that said it was 4 problems you can have with voting and their solutions. And I couldn't film it. I could film the question. I could read the question, but I couldn't see any of the answers from out here. Now all that stuff's gone, so I can't even get it. So I don't know if it's just for early voting or what, but
Do you have a YouTube channel or
Yes, sir.
something?
I do.
Okay.
I do a lot of public photography.
Yeah. Usually video, or
Yeah,
Okay. You do still photography, or?
video only.
Oh, okay. What do you normally document?
Public buildings, public servants. Yeah, go right here, man.
Yeah.
Public buildings, public property, public servants. doing their job.
Yeah.
I also go to stuff like car accidents. Any,
Squeaky toy?
yeah,
I was like, where'd that come from?
I keep them on me. I've been to shootings. I've been to car wrecks. I've been to, all kind of crazy stuff like that. Just covering public service, doing their jobs. Public wants to see it. They didn't want to see it, I wouldn't get views.
Okay.
Here, man, it's open.
Look different with the things.
They shut all the windows, the curtains.
Keep the sun out, right?
No, keep me out. There were a lot of people here Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, they were lined up all the way down past that vehicle over there, down here and around the corner.
Good. It's good.
Yeah,
that
it's a
people
good thing.
come
It's a
out.
great thing. Yeah. That's what I was showing. That people are out here doing what they need to do to move the country on forward.
Oh, I definitely support people's right to vote.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think the calling party wants to deal with me.
Yeah. Oh, it's open. Yeah.
Might not be a bad idea to put that sign over here so people know that's where you go in. I mean, they shut the blinds so people can't tell.
Do you paint for a living? Just guessing.
Not going to answer that.
No? Okay.
It's pretty obvious, isn't it? Do you police for a living?
Just trying to make small talk.
It's cool, man. Yeah, I tried to view the library, but it had some kind of flood or something, and half of it shut down. The biggest part of it is, and I wasn't allowed to even look in there. I did. I stood in the public lobby and filmed into the shutdown area, and they yelled at me about that. I didn't even enter it. I don't care if they yell at me. They can yell at me too. I know what's law and what's not, at least for this situation. Yeah, I think it's great people come out and vote.
I agree. This door's open, ma'am.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah. In the meantime, what was the code you said? I just want to look at it myself.
GN code 2-7-103.
Is it TN or TCA?
TN.
It's TN.
TNC ANN, annotated or whatever.
I'm sorry. Go with the
Tennessee code annotated to TN code ANN 2-7-103.
2-7. All right. For my own curiosity.
Sure. I mean, that's how you educate, right? A part of my job is to educate people that I'm allowed to do this. And anybody else. And you know how to handle this next time comes up, if it ever does. Section A allows me. I think Section
Yeah, I'm
C
looking at
says
that right now.
Section C says you can't. If there's a law being broken, I'm sure that would be an exception, but they also tried to tell me inside is private property. I don't know, it was a bunch of crap.
Yeah, public property.
Absolutely. You know, people that vote have different needs. You know, some people have to have a translator. I'm assuming, and some people may not be able to read, and maybe not so much in Brentwood, but there's a lot of different needs for voting. So there's 10 people voting, could take 5 minutes, could take 50 minutes. You know, and that's something else to observe, is to see what the process they go through to cast their vote. Now, some people, by what you just read, right, says that with written permission or whatever authority, that they can have someone stand behind the ballot while they're voting, right? And you just read that, correct? Nobody's allowed unless without authority, because somebody can't cast a vote without help. That's the only reason they're allowed to watch someone vote. They're not watching, they're helping. But I'm not here to watch somebody vote, I'm just here to watch the process. Am I good to go inside?
I wish I could speak with someone. I'm still waiting myself.
I'll turn around so you're not on film if you want to go in and talk to them. I mean, I don't want to get you busted for being within 10 feet. I mean, you read that too, didn't you?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I read it. Yep.
I don't care. I mean, if there's an actual crime, I'm sure you'd be, doing your job and coming arresting someone, whether it's inside or out. And I wouldn't fault anybody for that. But I guess if they think it's like intimidation or something, have a cop stand too close to the door, I would think. But I don't know why it is, but it's what the law says. I didn't write it, I just read it.
I guess, and I'm not trying to offend you or anything. It's just in my experience when I've dealt with press. I know you said you're free press.
Right.
When
Independent. I don't work for anybody else, so I don't have a press badge.
I know. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is usually when I've dealt with press, they have a badge or some sort of
Right.
credentials.
It's because the people that hire them give it to them.
Yes.
The government doesn't issue that, so I don't have one. I can't get one.
So then my question would be, what's stopping any person from walking in?
Absolutely nothing. Free press means anybody that disseminates information is free press.
Yeah. So then on the other side of the equation, if you're
3277, give me the front door.
10-4. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, man. No way, he got a call about something. I don't know. We'll see what they're going to do for me. Or maybe they're called into the library to talk to the calling party. I don't know. All right, my gimbal's messed up. I hope this don't stop, but I'm gonna stop my gimbal and restart it. All right, I hope that works. Today is vote day, Williamson County special election. Let's go from some vehicles. Can I go inside?
I would ask them.
Well, you're the law enforcement. You know what? You've read the law.
Yeah.
If I go in, they're going to try to throw me out. I need somebody to say that the law says I can do it. Would you do that for me?
Me go in there?
Or
You
at
already
least-
told me I'm not allowed in there.
I don't care if you go in there. I'll go to the door and ask someone to come out and talk to you. Would that work?
Yeah. Yeah. If someone
Because,
wants-
I mean, I'm allowed in there, correct? According to the laws you read.
Okay, but so again, just as I was discussing before I walked away to
Okay.
speak with my sergeant. Again, in my experience, and again, I don't mean any offense to you or anything. In my experience when dealing with the press, they have credentials. So it might be on their side of the equation that
They did ask for credentials.
Yes.
And I explained to them that there's nobody issues press credentials except the company you work for.
Yeah.
I'm independent, so I could write my own. I could take a piece of crayon and say press.
I understand. And like I was saying before, what's stopping anyone from going in and saying that they're a member of the press without credentials?
Absolutely nothing. That's the beauty of this country.
Yes,
That's the first law of the land.
But
Anybody can be press.
Yes, but the law that you recited to me, it has specific people that are allowed inside.
Right.
And it would be I would believe that in order to be one of those members of under that law of people allowed inside, you probably have to have something identifying yourself.
Absolutely not. Not for free press in this country is anybody that disseminates information to the public.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody. You are not on the clock, obviously. I mean, but after work, if you want to take a picture of something, put it on the internet or on your social media or something, then you become free press.
Yeah.
Anybody's free press. That's
Yes.
that's one of the beauties of this country. The reason we have the Second Amendment, the First Amendment is to make sure the government doesn't rule us. We rule the government, right? Do you understand
So
that?
I'm not arguing with you.
The
on that
Second Amendment is
side.
to protect the people
Yeah.
on the First Amendment.
Yeah, I'm not
this
arguing
is-
with you on that. What I'm saying is, from their perspective, how can they determine that someone's a member of press?
There's no way to determine other than asking. I mean,
I think that's probably the issue at hand right now.
that the Supreme Court says anybody can be press. Anybody. And obviously while you're working, you can't be. While they're working, they can't be. They're public servants. But after work, they can pick up a camera and be press too. You see, I have a regular 40-hour job. I'm pressing my part-time. There's part-time
I
reporters out there who work
understand
for CNN, you know.
Yeah.
But no, as far as credentials, I could make myself a press badge if that would make them happy. But no, free press doesn't say free press with a press badge. It says free press. The government shall make no laws abridging free press. That means I don't have to go through you to get a badge to say I'm press. They don't. You don't offer. I mean, you as far as government doesn't give press badges. There's no government agency that issues them.
Okay. And again, like, I'm just saying, like, can you see from maybe their perspective?
I can, but the law's plain and clear. The Supreme Court's ruled many times over and over. Anywhere the public's allowed, press is allowed. Now, they do have their laws. They put a law in place that says you can't just hang out in there. Free press can, or any press can. I didn't write the law. That's the law I'm going by. Now, I'll go over and tell them, come out and talk to you. If you tell them I'm allowed by law. Because I am. You read it.
I just have the feeling that that's going to be the point of contention.
There is no contention. There's nobody that issues press credentials, so how the hell can I give them press credentials unless I make it up myself? Now, if you work for CNN or Fox or MSNBC, their reporters and cameramen may have a press badge that CNN issued them. Okay? I mean, and if you go to the White House, there are press badges for who's allowed to go because they don't want 10,000 reporters. They're only allowed so many in the press conferences, so they issue White House press badges for a certain event. But there's no such thing as a press credentials. I'm going to walk back up in there.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, sir. I do love your name, Dragon, man. It's the coolest name I've ever heard for a cop. All right, heading back in.
No, you can't come in here.
Talk to the cop, lady.
Inside?
Talk to the cop. He just left because he sent me in here. Said I could be here.
He sent you in here.
He said, go for it. He read the law that you won't read.
No, he told us you could not come in here. You
No,
could be
he
outside.
can't come in here. I can. I'm sorry, folks. I didn't mean to bother y'all. She put her hands on me again, tried to push me back out. It ain't gonna work. I'm just filming the sign, ma'am. I'm not looking at what you're doing at all. I'm out now. Ma'am, have a nice day. I'm out of here now. Have a nice day, ma'am.
You as well.
Oh, you didn't tell us to turn around. What's your name? Not gonna give it, are
telling you.
Okay, I didn't think you would. It's okay. Have a nice day. All right, folks, there we have it. Williamson County special election. Vote day. We did it, went in, cops left without even talking to them people. So, we're good. Nashville Autos, catch you on the next one. Like, share, subscribe. Peace out.